There are many different ways to carry things on your bike for traveling and exploring. In this video, I'll be going over some of those ways, the pros and cons of each, and what to look out for when buying a bag for your bike. This is part 2 of a 2-part series. Part 1 is about carrying things on your bike for transport and commuting, and you'll find the link to that appearing above and in the description below. This video is about using your bike to travel further on multi-day rides. When traveling longer distances, you usually have more stuff to carry with you on your bike. And if you're planning a tour, that will likely also include camping equipment such as a tent, sleeping bag, mat, and cooking equipment. If you're just starting out and want to dip your toe into the world of bike touring or bike packing, you can do so on the cheap by using a backpack along with dry bags and straps to strap things to your bike. However, I really recommend going for something purpose-built because you'll enjoy yourself more and be more likely to do it again. The traditional option is panniers. They have been used for eons and for good reason. They're practical. They have hooks which are used to secure them onto a bike rack. And with quality panniers, when secured properly, they shouldn't move or make noise. They keep the weight low down on the bike, which makes for a nice, stable ride. You can use 2 or 4 depending on the capacity you need for your trip. 4 bags has the benefit of helping to keep things organized, and panniers make for easy access to the things inside them as you can open them up while they're still on the bike. Cycling across Canada, I chose these Crosso bags because they had metal hooks, not plastic, were fully waterproof without a cover, have a great capacity, and weight-wise they are lighter than most. There's also the very well-known and respected Ortlieb, which I've also used and enjoyed, but the Crosso ones are still my favorite. They are super simple and easy to clean the inside of. Along with panniers, it's a good idea to have a bungee for strapping things to the back of your bike. It's great for extra capacity. Other great ways to add capacity are top tube bags, frame bags, stem bags, or handlebar bags. These are all great ways to store easy to access items that you want to be able to get at quickly, like a rain jacket, camera, or snacks. One thing to be careful of when choosing a frame bag is to make sure it fits your frame. This is so that it doesn't bulge and rub your legs and drive you crazy. This one by Ortlieb is great on my Brody, but too big for my Canyon. If you have a bike that doesn't have braze-ons to hook a rack to, then there are 2 options for you. A large saddle bag paired with a large handlebar bag and a frame bag. This is currently a very popular option. However, this system has too many downsides for me. I don't like the sway or leg rub you get with the large saddle bags strapped to the seat post. Nor do I like the faff of getting things in or out of them. This is why I use Tailfin when traveling on a bike other than my touring bike. It's a great option. It uses a special axle to secure the rack to. Then you can either use the aero bag and go super lightweight, or you can use the aero bag along with panniers. This system has the same benefits as my usual fully loaded touring setup, in that the bags are stable and keep the weight lower to the ground for a better ride quality. I'll include some links in the description below from videos that I've used the Tailfin in case you want to know more. And be sure to subscribe because I have a video coming up on the newer alloy version of the rack. If you choose wisely, your bags will last for years and many miles. The following are some things to look out for when choosing bags you'll be counting on for long distances. The number one thing you want to look for is a strong attachment. However you're attaching the bag to your bike, make sure it's strong and secure. The roads out there can be pretty rough. This is especially important if you're riding off-road. When using a rack, the bag should attach securely and should not move around. Moving around will not only be annoying, but it will cause more stress on the rack, bike, and bag, causing problems down the road. Next up, waterproofing, for obvious reasons. I prefer the bag to be waterproof rather than having to rely on covers, which means stopping and fitting them when it rains hard. Fully waterproof bags should have tape seams and zippers to make sure water can't seep in anywhere. Weight is another thing to keep an eye on. When traveling long distances, try to keep an eye on the weight of your bags, as weight starts to add up quickly. Next up, easy to clean. Traveling can be messy, and it's nice to be able to wipe down the insides of your bags and keep them fresh and clean. This is one of the reasons I prefer my Crosso bags over the Ortlieb. Ortlieb have an internal pocket that I don't find very useful, but makes it very difficult to clean the interior of the bag. Tailfin also have an internal pocket, but it's removable, so I remove them to save weight and keep the interior of the bag easier to clean. If you're wondering how I organize my peignes, I use dry bags to keep things easy to find and organized. They allow for me to compress clothes and make the most of the space inside the bags. It's daunting at first with so many options, but keep your priorities in mind, read the reviews, and you'll be able to narrow it down and find the right bag for you and your bike. You might not get it right the first time, but you have to start somewhere, and over time you'll learn and adapt your setup. If you're interested in any of the reviews I've done on some of these bags, I've created a playlist for you, which should be showing now. I've also linked to the first part of this series. Thanks for watching, until the next video.